Hello and welcome back guys to a new Kerbal Space Program video. I'm Spaceship and I'm really happy to see you again here on my Spaceship YouTube channel. So, as you just saw in the video, if you're not interested in me showing the building process of today's mission, then you can just jump forward to the 2-minute and 30-second mark and there we'll have liftoff. So, without further ado, let's quickly jump into the design process. So, in the live stream, I think, was it the last time where I quickly talked about showcasing my future builds, because it was actually demanded, so, well, asked for at least in one specific case. So that's why today we'll see how I design and build. Well, actually there are 3 crafts that we'll launch today, but we only go through the designing process of 2 of them because one is pretty straightforward. So in the very beginning, the first 40-ish seconds or so, you saw how I built a moon lander, and the idea of this moon lander is that it will just descend to the surface of the moon and have some docking capabilities with the moon station, and that's the orbital gateway kind of interpretation. Well, it's obviously nothing close to the orbital gateway, but still the idea is more or less the same. We have something at the moon that is more or less as a permanent science bay with big scanner array, as you can see here, which we're building right now. One big resource scanner dish and 2 of the other smaller scanner dishes, and some science equipment and antennas and so on and so forth, but generally kept quite small. And that's just generally the idea of this space station. It's not supposed to be like this big huge space station like we built in the last 2 episodes, where we just like the space station in LKO. But this is just more or less as an outpost, supposed to be just as a small staging ground for lunar operations, and that's exactly what today's mission is. We're going to set up ourselves, like the infrastructure, to go to the moon. Well, not just a moon landing and back, but a bit more elaborate to go to the moon. And you just saw me quickly testing everything out, the action group, whether it deployed, the way it's supposed to deploy, and so on and so forth. And for those who are right here, welcome and liftoff. So, pretty standard, well standard, it's just more or less a rocket with boosters. I think there's not really a lot more to talk about the rocket on screen, since I mean it's a fairly light payload, the lander and the space station, so they are both now together inside the fairing. You'll see this one once we deploy the fairing and actually take these things apart. So yeah, now just coming close to the beautiful separation of the boosters, and right as we fly through the boosters, you can see the stars lighting up in the background. That's actually pretty decent in my opinion. So now, thanks to the power of video editing, we are already at the moon, so you can then have to sit through the transfer burn and so on and so forth, which is actually beautiful. I mean, it's quite comfortable for you guys probably. So I think it's pretty obvious what they're going to do. We're going to ditch now the transfer injection stage. There you go, ditching the injection stage, and you can see in the front here now, without the fairing, that the lander is in front and the space station. What's wrong with me today? Space station is in the center. Now we're going to take the lander, which is, by the way, we have no crew members here on board, and take the lander and dock it to the small docking port on the fuselage of the space station, because first of all there was a bigger, like a regular size docking port in the front where we attached it. It was mainly attached just to make the fairing not too bulky and just have it beautifully packed inside the fairing. And redocking, kind of docking these 2 crafts together is not really a challenge. It's just kind of didn't pay attention to the 3rd dimension, because I forgot that we are actually in space, so 3 dimensions to think about, and not just 2. So yeah, we flew just slightly over the docking port, but that's not too big. Now we're going to extend our arm, which was still fixed by the auto strut option, which is really useful if you're trying to send any sort of robotic arms and things like that into space without them wobbling all the time. Now deploying everything looks pretty decent, I think. I really like the look of this small hub or space station. Yeah, like that. It's pretty good with nice scanner array, some decent decorations there, and a small or two small solar panels which should produce more than enough electricity. So now on to the third launch, and the kind of, I think, visually more or less most appealing rocket at least, and that's the Crew. So we're sending up Crew, right? Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So everything else is pretty standard. I mean, the rocket is just a regular medium-sized launch vehicle, and the escape tower, just as funny ever. But we're not going to go to the Munar space station. No, we're going to the KSS, the Kerbal space station in low Kerbal orbit. And the question is now, we're doing a moon mission, right? And we're just talking about the moon the entire time. But now we're at the Kerbal space station in low Kerbal orbit. Why that? Well, if you remember correctly, in the previous episode, I said, wait, well, that Valentina, Bill, Bob and Jebediah can take a small vacation in space, or can they? So, and that's where we're going to continue today, or right now at least. We're going to perform a crew transfer. We're going to transfer the fresh crew into the Kerbal space station and take Bob and Valentina out of the space station, taking them into our small transfer module, but into a crew module, the crew capsule, and set them off to the moon. And here we go. After a few orbits around the moon and some major correction burns later, we are in a rendezvous with the Lunar space station with Bob and Valentina. Beautiful, right? So now we have our two most, well, not most brave, because that would be Chap and Valentina, but anyways, so for veteran crewbonauts here at the Lunar space station, preparing all the sensor equipment, preparing the lander and everything for the real operations. So, and without further ado, that's more or less the only thing that is left to do before we can start building a real presence on the moon, and that will be a surface base in the next episode. Except maybe I'm going to do something in between, but that's still a bit open, actually. So, without further ado, that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, Spaceship signing out. Enjoy the rest of your day.